Hey, honey, what are you doing? Just down in the basement, shaking some paint. Hey, guys, welcome back. You've caught me mid-paint jerk. Thinning out some flat white. We're gonna do the highlight coat. Because once you do the shadow coat, you do the highlight coat. That's how I learned it from Andy. Works well. I've been using it. I like it. I'm gonna stick with it until someone comes up with a better idea. I mean, if the tank was made of white plastic, I would say just don't cover the whole thing. But it's a yellow plastic. You want the pop. A lot of times, you don't have to cover this entire thing with black, obviously. Nor give it such a thorough coating of black. But I wanted everything inside the little special areas to get all fully coated. Because if I miss something with dark green, the black is not going to be so noticeable. But some tan plastic, that would show up. So let's get loading and painting. I don't know. What do you guys got going on? Yeah, that much? Wow, sounds exciting. Your life is about as action-packed as mine. Let's see. Went to work, came home from work, watched the dog poop, cleaned up the dog's poop, played with the dog, watched the dog pee, blew the dog park, and now, damn it, phone's ringing as usual. I'll be back, guys. I apologize on my wife's behalf for interrupting us before. So, I mean, you've seen Andy do this plenty of times. It's just, it doesn't need to be perfect. We're just trying to make some gradations or whatever it is. So I masked off the little periscope and the binoculars so that they don't get inadvertent. They're already NATO black, so all I really have to do is just touch them up with a brush when we're all done painting the tank, and we should be good to go. So, yeah, this is going to take a while. I'll be back. Uh-oh. No more. No, we're not going to catch a copyright hit. Who else is excited for the new Ghostbusters movie coming out? I'll tell you who has two thumbs and super excited. This guy, totally looking forward to Ghostbusters. Speaking of ghosts, it's ghostly looking now. Ooh, shadow and highlights. Okay, like I said, not an exact science. As we're gonna do our cooking show style, we're gonna just put these under the counter for now. We're gonna put that aside for a minute, and oh God, go back into clinical depression, realizing we have to. Oh my Lord, highlight, coat all of these damn wheels. Hold on, I'm not done. I got more. Yeah, I'd rather be getting slimed right now. Oh my God, I can't wait. I don't know who of the original cast is going to make cameos and appearances. I'm already really stoked. Dude from Ant-Man is in it. Oh, I'm so bad with names sometimes. Like, I can remember Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis and Ernie Hudson, you know, the original crew there. Rick Moranis even, and oh God, we got one! What's her name? Janine, oh, I can't remember her name. I feel like a horrible child of the 80s now. Yeah, well, you might as well. I don't know what we're going to do with this thing. With a jack. Yeah, we could do something. So, yeah, all these. Either way, really looking forward to that new Ghostbusters movie. I got some good news. Now, I'm going to save it. I'm going to save that. Tomorrow night after 8 p.m., I will disclose the news. It may be bad news. Who knows? Either way, we'll be... Oh, yeah. I'm not... Okay. I'm not going crazy on the inside of these road wheels, because you're going to have one of these in between each one of these. In betwixt. Okay? So you're really only going to see the outside faces. So I'm only painting the highlight on the outside face. And I'm not even going to do that thorough of a job on the inside backs of the wheels and all that. Because, again, they're going to be interwoven. So, you know, these will get a good coat of whatever body color. These will get the full effect of highlighting and low lighting and shadow, blah, blah, weathering, all that good stuff. We will be back, and I'm going to keep listening to the theme song from Ghostbusters, which made it to the top 100 Billboard in 1984. That's what I'm doing for this build. I'm doing a different year Billboard Top 100 on Spotify for every build session. Not that I'll make it through 100 songs. I don't have much steam in me. But that's where we're at now. I was trying to get in the era of the vehicle, but I mean, I don't want to listen to World War II German music. I don't even know if there's a Spotify. I'm sure there's a Spotify playlist for that. There's a Spotify playlist for just got divorced, just had a kid, just got in your first car accident probably. These guys, they're just, these people just sit there. I appreciate their efforts. Spotify users who make playlists, thank you. We all appreciate them, especially the lazy of us. But seriously, who has time for that? It's amazing. There's just, well, you know, everyone's got a hobby. I guess instead of doing this, somebody's sitting there in the dark making Spotify playlists, drinking White Claws and eating, you know, Flamin' Cheetos or something. I have no idea. I just drew a really weird image in my mind there. Okay, oh, stop it. Stop talking. Be right back. Okay, highlight coats all done. That didn't take too long. So now we're going to thin out our, use our thinner there. But we actually made this at home. There's a recipe online. It's not that hard. Just rubbing alcohol, isopropyl alcohol, water, and Tamiya paint retarder. I said the R word, but that's what's written on the label. It retards the drying of the paint. I wonder if they could call it paint slower. Tamiya paint easer. Tamiya paint dryer slower. Yeah, paint retarder. That's what it's called. Sorry. Okay. And we shaky, and then just in case, which I highly doubt we're not going to use this entire jar, and I bought 3, which means I'll only need 1.5, or something like that probably. We're going to dole out the wheels. We're going to paint yellow, and the wheels we're going to paint every other color. I'm going to do a green and a red, and I'm going to do, yes, this will all be yellow, and these will be the green and the red brown. So first things first, everything that's not getting painted dark yellow, get the hell out of town. Get out of here. Okay, we're going to remove all these from the danger zone of getting yellow paint on them. Okay. And then everything else is getting yellow paint. So we're going to get these all yellowed up. Alright. We still haven't broken out the really fancy schmancy Tamiya adjustable stop airbrush, because that's just really for the detail work. We're still using our spray and pray master airbrush. This thing's such a piece of, I mean, it works good enough, I guess. You just have to constantly be cleaning it. I mean, like, while you're using it, sometimes you have to pull the needle out, clean the needle off, put the needle back in multiple times. I'm probably, I don't know, I don't love it. I'm probably just going to get another Iwata, because the Tamiya is just an Iwata brush with a Tamiya name on it. Probably going to get another Iwata or maybe a Badger, something normal, something with a bigger cup. I need a big giant ass cup on one of these things, just so I could fill it up with an entire big jar for just covering swaths of the universe with paint. And something that might put out some little higher volume. This little guy doesn't really put out a ton of volume. I don't know what tip's in it, but it's not super fine, but it definitely is not just chucking paint like I'd want it to. That being said, I'll be right back with some painted stuff. Oh, we're making quick progress to this guy. We've got our base coat of dark yellow on. I actually didn't even, I barely used half a jar of this big one. Of course, I got a phone call and I dropped my damn airbrush on the floor and it was full of paint practically, and it went everywhere, so I wasted some. So I bought 3 jars of this because the whole thing is, you know, based mostly in this yellow, and I didn't need most of it. So guess I better build another German tank in the near future. Hint, hint. Okay. So this is what we end up with. It doesn't have to be perfect. You want to see those color gradations. Okay, and we could go over this a little more if we wanted to, but the thing is, we're going to be adding a lot of dark green and red brown to this for the camo. So these little areas are going to pop. And the wheels, we got the wheels, like I showed you before. We got some inner and outers, and you can see, they're very, very close to that. So now, the general rule of thumb is paint from lightest color to darkest color. So, kind of a toss-up, what's darker, the dark green or the red brown? That's really dark green, jeez. I mean, I don't know. And do 6 of this, half a dozen of the other. Probably go with the green first, and then I'll do the brown. Not sure how much of that I'm going to get done tonight. I definitely only needed to buy 1 big jar of dark green and 1 big jar of dark brown. So again, we're going to cooking show this guy onto the bottom shelf. There we go. We're going to get our remaining road wheels. Now, I'm a little apprehensive about starting this now because it's getting a little bit, not late, but it's getting into the evening, and I can get a little OCD from time to time. Oh yeah, I forgot to even do that backside. We're going to do the backsides first. And again, we didn't go crazy on the backsides. You're barely going to see these things. I did paint the bottom of the lower chassis and underneath the side skirts and all that, so that's all covered up. I've got the hand on the chin thing. Do I want food, or do I want to keep painting? I'm a little hungry. Not quite sure. And you know what? I mean, I'm still fence-like, on the fence, about how much and what type of pattern of camo to do. You know what? I've realized I know what I want to do. I want to make this a DAC tank, a DAK, for the something Tunisia something, the North African. I think there was probably a couple of Jagdpanthers up in North Africa shooting at stuff. Mostly us. Maybe some British, French. No, not French. No, they weren't doing a whole lot. So, oh boy. Well, I don't know now. I don't want this much green or this much brown. I could just wing it with the camo, I guess. Meh. I could give that a whirl. Just do whatever. I don't know. For the Japanese tank, I tried to be very close to the drawings because the Japanese, the Type 10, they wanted it to look just like they all look the same because they're painted by robots. These were painted by German soldiers in the field sometimes who were literally on meth. I mean, they handed out meth like it was Tic Tacs. It was like, here's your meth, here's some meth. Citizens, here you go, meth. Everybody gets some meth back in Germany in World War II. It seemed effective for crowd control. Yeah, I'm hungry. We're going to pick this up. Well, you won't even know it's tomorrow night, but we're going to pick this up tomorrow night. And I'm going to go eat me some din-din. I will, well, in TV land, I will be right back. Hey, Mike. What day is it? It's hump day. Oh, yeah. You can't get away from it. Sorry, guys. It's going to happen at least once per build. You might notice we're on wide angle now, just because I have this thing up on a pit stand, so it brings it up, I don't know, a good 4 inches off the ground, but it lets me spin her around for too easier painting it. So, I've decided I'm going to wing it. Andy didn't follow any specific patterns. He just kind of did whatever he felt looks good. but he has a lot more experience just hand doing camo. So I'm just going to have at it. First things first is we have thinned up some of our XF61 dark green. We've broken out the Tamiya adjustable throw airbrush. So we're going to do some testing on the paper on the side here. And we're going to very, very, very fancily and carefully do some camos on here. Yeah, let's see how it goes. I'm going to start with the green. I may give a little progress update halfway through or when I'm done with the green, and then we'll do the brown. I'm also going to do some of the wheels green while I have the green paint in the brush, because I hate friggin' changing paint colors in airbrushes. Who's with me? Who wants a compressor with like a 6-way output on the pressure regulator and just 6 different airbrushes, all full of paint, that'll never dry and clog the airbrush, just so you never have to go back and forth between colors? It's so annoying. At the very least, after this build, I am going to probably see if I can get a 2-way fitting for my regulator, so I can always have at least 2 airbrushes connected, and I am going to get a second halfway decent quality airbrush, because I am sick and tired of this piece of garbage clogging up on me. You know, anything can be made to work with enough effort, but this requires too much damn effort. I mean, you get a decent Badger, even an Iwata. There's some other great brands out there. I don't know all of them, but this is just, I mean, it's fine for starters just to get your hand tuned to like a double action airbrush, and if this is all you can afford, it's fine. Just clean the hell out of it constantly and over. You step up to something a little more advanced like this. I love this. This thing's great. It makes doing fine work really easy. It's sort of idiot-proof because it's got that travel stop, so you can't fat finger the pullback on the paint flow like I always did. Okay, I'm going to get to painting and less talking. Alright, this dark green looks darker greener than in the pictures. Lighting, maybe? I don't know. Whatever. It is what it is. It told me to use XF61 Dunkelgrün. Now, I know I'm going to get it in the comments and on the forums. That's not the correct Dunkel something. And the Roterbraun and the Dunkelgelb. Yeah, you know what? Listen, I know. I've seen it. I've heard. I've read the posts. Tamiya's German colors. There's better stuff out there that's more war accurate, I think, potentially. I just like using Tamiya paint. I've tried using other brands of paint, and to be honest with you, maybe I'm just not good enough to use them, but I like Tamiya paint. Anyway, it's all gonna meld together. Here's the thing: is we still got to put on the brown. Okay, hopefully it's not another slightly brown version of black, because this is a green version of black. But it's a little greener in person than on camera, as far as I can see on my phone screen. We're gonna do the brown, and then there's gonna be chipping and streaking grime and streaking rust and weathering and all sorts of other finishes and stickers and goop and dust and pigments and all that great stuff. You're almost not going to be able to tell what the hell color this was to begin with when I'm done with it. It's going to, I don't know if it's going to look like the most beat up thing I've ever made, but it's going to look pretty beat up, because apparently I start doing it, I'm like, I'm just going to weather it just a little, and I go full doofus. See, we're not using the R word unless we're saying paint retarder. I'm not going to go full paint retarder on this. So yeah, got to do some brown. Whoo, boy. Just doing this was exhausting. It's not so physically tiring, it's mentally tiring. I was telling my buddy on Facebook, I was like, it's kind of like, I don't know, you have some apprehension about it. It's like the first time you go on base jumping. The first little whiff of camo you start painting on freehand, you never know what's going to happen. You're always correcting your lines, you're adding a little here, wishing you didn't add so much there. But, in the end, camo's camo, people. I mean, unless you're trying to match some exact pattern of some exact tank from a museum, which I gave up on that idea a while ago, because I'm like, That's just biting off more than I can or want to chew, one or the other. So we'll get it painted. Okay, I'm gonna thin out some brown and hopefully not fall into a spiral of just complete and utter paralyzation and fear of my camo not coming out great. So we'll see what happens. Alrighty then. Well, that's my camo attempt. I was trying to make it look kind of like hand applied in the field, so I was going heavy and light. And you're gonna weather over this, and yeah, well, it's. I just gave it a hit of flat clear Tester's dull coat, and it's an interesting I don't know, whatever. It's unique. Every tank is a snowflake. No, not like that kind of snowflake. Unique. Here's a sample of some of the wheels. The shadow coat comes out best on the dark yellow, but you can see it in the brown. You could barely make it out in the green. Barely. So we got to weather up all the wheels, and then attach all the wheels, and then start weathering on the tank. I got a lot more. I got stowage to do. We got weathering to do. I got to rust these flash suppressors in the back. I should have probably not glued them on, but whatever. They're on there now. Bunch left to go. Pulled all the masking tape off these little guys. Little touches and details. I mean, if I'm really unhappy with some of the lightness coming through here, I can always just mist over it again with some more of the same paint. It can't hurt. You can re-clear it. You can add as many layers of paint as you want. Better to add too little than too much. Yeah, something like that. But that's the end for part whatever the hell this is. And we'll get this uploaded on YouTube, and then we'll kick off with some more on the next time we all sit here and listen to me yap. Later, guys.